I would be really hard on myself. How can you quit your job? How can you call yourself self-employed when you're not doing anything? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna sit down and just talk to you guys. I don't really like doing these types of videos because I feel like nobody wants to watch them and I'm just talking, but apparently these are some of your favorite videos and a lot of you guys have been wondering what's been going on with my life. I feel like I am repeating myself and I just hate oversaturating you guys with like the same thing over and over again, but I think like I also consider my YouTube and my Instagram to be kind of the same in that like if I say something on Instagram then I don't have to say it again on YouTube because you guys would follow me on both, but I know that's not the case and that's totally okay. But I know that on YouTube I've kind of kept you guys out of the loop. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about where I've been at, what I'm doing 2018. So if you can't tell, I am not in my usual, I guess I haven't had a usual filming location in a while, but I am moved back to San Francisco. This is where I grew up, and this is in my parents' house. So when I was in Vancouver, I was there for school. I was going to UBC. I was studying sociology, sexuality, and I almost finished my degree. So you can read more about it on my blog. I wrote all about why I almost finished, but basically I have one class left and I'm doing an online class. So I already made plans to come back to San Francisco to move in to my parents' house again and just kind of give my all to YouTube. So I also applied to go to City College here in San Francisco. And for those of you guys that are from here, you know that City College is free, which is absolutely incredible. So I was like, I have to take advantage of this opportunity. But we had the first day of class earlier this week and I couldn't do it. I think I was in school for 3.5 years straight. So I did all summer terms and that's why I was able to finish relatively early and only have one class left over is because I did classes all throughout the summer. So I never ever got a break. And that's kind of fine because when I was in like middle school and high school, I was always going to summer school. So I was like, yeah, it's cool, it's easy, it's fine. But college is very different and I was trying to do my like real adult life and also college at the same time, and then during the summer you just want to be out in the sun and go to the beach because in Vancouver the summer is amazing. And I just got so burnt out. I was working also full-time at the restaurant earlier 2017 and I was just really overdoing myself and I thought that I was going to be really successful if I just kept pushing myself because everyone glorifies the hustle, and I'll make a whole separate video about this some other time, but the hustle is beautiful and the hustle is very rewarding, but it's also very detrimental to your mental health and physical health sometimes, and that definitely happened to me. And there's so many times when I had breakdowns, when I had no idea what I was doing, if I even thought it was all worth it, and realistically it's not. When you're working so hard to the point where you're not happy, you're not actually taking time for yourself, meeting your basic needs, your space is messy because you can never clean it, you can't cook for yourself, you can't eat healthy, like all of this is bringing me back to the fact that I just can't do more school right now. And so I dropped all of my classes at City College except for yoga, and I think it's like the best choice for me, and I was only taking it so that I could get a certificate in fashion styling, but that's absolutely something that I can do in the future. I don't have to rush it, I don't have to do it right now, because even though I was like, yes, I'm only doing a few classes, it takes time. You have to take time to go to them, and I also had to go downtown for my classes, and so it's not like the City College campus that's closest to me, which is what I thought it would be. And so yeah, it was just the best choice for me, and I'm just gonna focus on doing YouTube and creating full-time. And that being said, I've been doing YouTube for a year now, like pretty seriously doing YouTube for a year. And it's been a really crazy journey, and I am so unbelievably thankful that I have the opportunity to work for myself full-time, and I have so much support from you guys. I've been able to create a space that's very like authentic and fun and real, and I'm really proud of that, but it is not easy. I really thought that being self-employed would be so easy because that's all I ever wanted. I just want to work for myself. I want to create. I don't want to have to adhere to other people's timelines, things like that. And as much as I loved my previous job, which was working at a restaurant, I absolutely loved the people. I loved what I was doing. Towards the end of it, I was like, I have to quit. I have to do something for myself. I have to give my all to my craft and see where it takes me. And when I quit my job, I was like, this is gonna be amazing. I even made a video about it and I was like, yes, I love it. I'm so happy. And for a little while I was, but I also wasn't. And this happens to a lot of people. Being self-employed, you have to push yourself. And this is also tied into the fact that I was pushing myself so hard in school that I was so tired. So by the time I quit my job, I had all this time and I was like, yes, I'm just gonna keep doing YouTube. But then I realized that I want to just take time to myself to reflect and to not film myself all the time. And I also was so in my head that whenever I wanted to create something, whenever I wanted to talk with you guys, then I wouldn't let myself, because I was like, oh no, it's not polished, it's not up to your standards. It's a fear of failing, but it's also a fear of success, because I know that if I'm my true authentic self, then that will be the most successful and beautiful version of me. And that's what I try to do so much, but I get so in my head because I'm like, is this really you, or is this like an idea that you're playing with because you got it from someone else? And at the end of the day, all ideas are shared. There's no such thing as an idea that fully forms in your own mind that has no influence from outside sources. It's impossible. So it was a lot for me to get over mentally and to get to a place where I was like, no, I am self-employed. This is my dream. This is what I want to do, and just really doing it. So I had school going on. I had my full-time self-employed YouTube life, and then I was moving. So in December, I had my last term at like physical school, and November and December was pretty rough just because, especially for my friends, I was leaving. I think for me, because I'm the one leaving, it's easier. And when you're the one leaving, it's always easier than being left behind. And so for my friends, they all wanted to hang out with me. Everybody wanted to say goodbye, and that's a lot. You don't really realize that, especially if you're kind of like me, where I have a lot of different social groups and a lot of different friends that don't really overlap. Then I was going on so many lunches, so many dinners, and I was just socializing a lot, which is fine, but it takes a lot out of me to socialize that much, and so I wasn't able to focus on work because I had to get school done, and so I just put work on the back burner. So if you look at like November, December, kind of the end of 2017, I wasn't producing as much work as I wanted to, which was very unfortunate. Then I moved, and it was kind of a lot of emotions. It was very hectic, and I packed everything all in one day. I had to pack my entire life and move back to San Francisco. And then once I got back, it was also a lot more socializing because now I'm finally back, and my friends are also back because it's the holidays. So I was seeing all of my friends from San Francisco, and that was also really, really nice as well. But for 2-3-ish months, I was really just socializing and doing life stuff and not work stuff. So I moved into my parents' house, and moving back home is really, really hard. I don't know if a ton of people talk about this because I have never really seen videos about it done, but let me just tell you that it is really hard. I have an amazing relationship with my parents, but that doesn't necessarily mean that living together again as adults is gonna be easy. When I was in high school, I fought with my parents quite a bit. I fought with my mom every single day, and it was mainly over like fashion things and just being a teenager and whatever. But then kind of in my last year before I left, and then being away from home for about 3.5 years, our relationship was amazing. And distance was really good for us because we missed each other a lot, and whenever I was home, I would really appreciate being home and having our time together. And so moving back home, I thought was going to be kind of hard, but really fine because our relationship is great. But the reality of it is they are fully grown human beings that change and grow just the way you do, and they have opinions and they have passions, and I think it's really easy to forget that because your parents are just your parents. They've been your parents for your entire life, and it's really easy to forget that they have their own lives going on. At the end of the day, this is their house, this is their home, and it's, much as it is my home still, it's their house. It's not my house. And when I have my own house, my own apartment, and I have them over, I would not want them to tell me how to keep my things or organize my space because it's mine. And I think that was really hard for me to understand when I first got back because I was like, this is my house. I lived here. And so I know I'm repeating myself a lot right now, but it really took a lot to drill that idea home. As hard as it is for you, it's also hard for them. So I think what really helped me is just being really thankful because I am very lucky to be able to move back home, to have my parents help me out while I save up money to move out on my own again. And I was really lucky because Dayon came along with me when I was moving back, and so he was able to check some bags for me, which is really nice, because if you check 4 bags by yourself, it's $400, but if you split it 2 and 2 among like 2 people, then it was only $60 each, which is so much nicer. And so he came back to San Francisco with me, stayed at my parents' house with me, and he was here for 1 month. And so now he is gone. It has been a month and some change, and he's back in Vancouver. I am going to make a video all about doing our long distance because I said I would on my Instagram. But yeah, now I am just really in my own, and I haven't really left my house all that much in the last week or 2. I really like being able to pour myself into my work, and I think that when I was around a lot of friends in college, when I was with Dayon, I didn't really have that time to do it. So all of this being said, I do not want to discourage you guys from being self-employed, doing your craft. It isn't something that people talk about a lot, I don't think, and it's really okay to struggle and not know why you're struggling, because I still think back to the summer, and that was when it was the worst because I had quit my job in like May or April, something like that. And I was like, yes, this summer I am just taking a couple of classes, and so I'll have more time, and so I will just create a ton more. But I realized that I started YouTube as kind of my happy space, and I would edit and I would create in very small amounts of time, and I would pull all-nighters, and I absolutely loved doing it. But it was kind of something that I did on the side, and then making it your main thing is very different, and I think you just have to wrap your head around it, and it takes a while. But yeah, it's really not something that people talk about a lot. I think that that's probably why when I thought that I was going to be self-employed, that I was like, it's just going to be amazing. I'm not going to have any struggles. Everything's going to be butterflies and rainbows. But it's really not. It's really hard to push yourself and to do it at a healthy balance. Be okay with lazy days and with taking care of yourself. I think the reason why it took me so long, it took me months to be okay with where my life was at and what I was doing, because every single time that I was like, okay, I just want to Netflix, I just want to chill, I would be really hard on myself. I would be like, you're so lazy, you should be working right now, like how can you quit your job, how can you call yourself self-employed when you're not doing anything? And that was every single time I tried to chill and just relax. And to be fair, like I hadn't chilled or relaxed for years, and so all of a sudden I was just trying to, but I also wasn't letting myself. And I think you have to be really kind and gentle to yourself, because when you overwork yourself, you end up just taking yourself 10 steps backwards because you're burnt out, and you can't create good work when you're burnt out. And I really didn't like filming videos when I wasn't actually happy, and a lot of times I wasn't actually happy. Now that I've had some time to reflect, getting a good night's sleep, that stuff matters so much. And so I hope that you guys are filled in on my life. If you have any other questions, or you're like, you didn't address this, then just ask them down below. If they're huge, then I will make a video about it. But if they are smaller questions, then I will just answer them below. But I am also planning on doing more talking videos like this. Let me know if you do enjoy them. I have gotten a lot of feedback from people when I asked on my Instagram what kind of videos you guys want to see, that you want to know more about me and my thinking process and whatnot. So I'm also going to be doing videos about my UBC experience, living on your own in Vancouver, and just living in Vancouver in general, my long distance relationship, and anything else that you guys want me to talk about. I know that there are others, I just have to comb through all my Instagram DMs, but just leave them down below. I really want to create videos that you guys want to see, and I have to get out of my head about that. I have so many ideas about what I want to create, and I think it's a good balance to create things that you enjoy and also what people want to see. But at the end of the day, you guys are telling me to make all these videos, and I really need to listen. I need to just listen and create what you guys would like. And so let me know in the comments below, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Oh, I should also note, I know this is the very end of the video, but my overalls, amazing. They are from Kid Head LA. You can find them on Instagram, and this shirt is thrifted. I believe it is from a Value Village in Vancouver. So yeah, I just thought it was really, really beautiful together. I love the frill and the pattern. So I think that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.